Hi, welcome to another Dan's Rest Stop. Today I'm going to be talking about, do pets go to heaven? Now, the research I've done has indicated there isn't any specific Bible verse that talks about pets going to heaven. And there's varying opinions. Some say, yes, they go to heaven. Others say, no, they don't. Do I believe they go to heaven? I do, and I'm going to tell you more about why I do. See, pets, to me, and I'm specifically talking about the dogs that have been in my life, have taught me life lessons, and I do believe that God has given them to us as a gift and to learn lessons. One lesson I've learned is loyalty. Now, when I think about loyalty, I think about my wife's service dog, Hook. Was a Chihuahua Jack Russell. I mean, he saved her from being hit by a train, saved her from an intruder in her office. Just a loyal dog that was by her side all the time. When I also talk about dogs and what they've done for me, I see compassion. Specifically, I remember Gracie, the Cairn Terrier we had, who we used to call her Nurse Gracie, because if another animal was sick or let out a yelp or something was wrong, Gracie would be right there by their side to try to figure out what was going on. In fact, Gracie gave us a bad time because I remember when we had Lucy, a Maltese dog, we had to give her medication, and she was giving us a tough time and whining and that. And I remember Gracie was right near us saying, "What are you doing to her? What are you doing to her?" I mean, she was there. But Gracie, actually, the compassion she showed, she was given compassion by one of the other dogs here. And that was Bambi, the Chihuahua. Now, Bambi was an interesting Chihuahua because she had been in the bed with me for years. She'd sleep there. And the thing is, when I went into the different facilities for COVID, and I got back, Bambi didn't come into bed with me. I put her into bed and she left. Anyway, that was in March of 2022 when I got out from the facility, the last facility, and she didn't get into the bed with me until the 4th of July 2022. The fireworks had scared her enough for her to climb into bed with me. So after that time, she didn't get into bed with me. In fact, she didn't get in the bed until it was the night before Gracie, Nurse Gracie, the Karen, was going to be put down. Gracie had had some kidney problems, and she had spent a couple of days at the vets. They were trying to run fluids through her and that, and apparently it was really over for her, and they said, "Do you want to take her home for the evening and then bring her in the next day?" And the thing is, I had a little set of stairs that went up to the bed. Even though Bambi had not come into that bed, the night before Gracie was put to sleep, Bambi came up the stairs and was right there by Gracie's side. So I've seen the compassion that these animals have. And maybe that's what God's trying to show us, is that look at the compassion these creatures have for each other, and learn a lesson from it. And then forgiveness, I've learned that from them. I mean, they can get into so much trouble. I remember Thor, our yellow lab husky, shredding the mail as it came through the slot, but at the same time, you can never stay mad at him for long, because then you'd come home and there was Thor with a stuffed animal in his mouth greeting you at the door. The other thing they've taught me is unconditional love. The thing is, they're always there for you, and if you leave the house and come home, it doesn't matter if you've been gone 15 minutes or several hours, you always get the same greeting, the tails wagging and things. So the thing about this issue, do pets go to heaven? You remember I've told you I get insight into things. Well, what came to me was the following question. Why would a God who gave us his only son, who died for our sins on the cross, loved us so much that he sent his only son, why would that same God keep us from being reunified with a pet that loved us unconditionally, got us through the tough times, loved us more than some people in our life? And when that question was asked of me, I thought, well, I don't believe God wouldn't reunify you with your pets. Now, I mean, and this is also, think about it a minute. The animals were created before we were. And think about the creations of God. I mean, he created these whales, these huge whales. On the other side of the spectrum are these little ladybugs, these little artistic looking ladybugs. I mean, the variety of creatures from a loving God. I, for one, look forward to being in God's presence, to seeing Jesus, to being with relatives and friends and pets to have gotten me through these times and taught me lessons. I think the one Bible verse you have to think about when you even think about this subject is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 9 of the King James Version. It says, "But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which God hath prepared for them that love him." That's all I have for now. Goodbye.